Hey YouTube, it's Leah Lord, your favorite mega church cult survivor. So it's not that bright. We're doing up candlelit vibes share. All right. So guys, today I've got a green screen behind on TikTok, but guys, you can't see it. I can't do the setup like that. Yeah. All I'm going to tell you is tonight I'm going to be talking about loyalty and disloyalty. Okay. And this is a big one. This is a huge one in the church cult that I come from. Also, when you look at the characteristics and the tactics of a church cult, please like the live on TikTok. Come on, guys. Guys, if we can't work collectively to like the live, I will just come off TikTok. Because the thing is, I'm so tired and it helps to protect the live. Also, I have been asking if you're on the FYP, if you could come on, guys, because I'm not going to lie, yeah. It's absolutely burning up. My heart is like burning up. Hey, Star, burning up. That's the time. So if you're a survivor, I'm finally getting over this thing, man, but I'm still ill. Come in and like it. Hey, Star, did I say hello? All right, so let's just jump straight into it. In every type of cult, there's going to be like this emphasis, this culture, this element of loyalty, because they're just so controlling. They're so blood clot control. Guys, I'm going to try and keep this as simplistic as possible because I know it's going to be quite cult jargon heavy. So I'm just going to come in with my ad libs because they just did us so dirty. And when you deep it, listen, my cult leader's got an actual book here titled Loyalty and Disloyalty. And then he's got a series called the Loyalty Series. And there must be more. Like back in the day, there were 7 books. He's probably got about 50 books now because Dagger loves people to buy these books, chair. Now he's putting them out there for free, but he's an idiot because anyone can get access to the books now. But he's just, do you know what it is? Yeah, he rinsed us out, the OGs. They used to do book launches, guys. I can't even stretch to get the book. Is there one here? No. And he used to be like, they would start at like £2, like £200, and say that we're like sowing a seed into the man of God's ministry. No, you lot. The book probably cost about £1 to make or less, because they don't care about like fair trade and like labor and stuff like that. Whatever the cheapest option is, Miss CHM, whatever the cheapest option is, that's what they're going to do up. Come on, let's keep it real. Because these man them are getting, like 100% profit. They're literally selling invisible blessings. Are people aware? All right, let's just get into it, chair. All right. So I'm going to go through what the book actually teaches, because if you're just joining, this is the first time you're seeing me, whatever, same on Insta, same on YouTube. I've done a series that you can get on my YouTube and Insta, Leah Lauder 777. And I've spoken about indoctrination, how long it takes. I've kind of done like an intro into all of this. And they've also got a believers school that's mandatory in the cult for 5 weeks. Hey, Queen Alita, I need to call you. I am sorry, as I seen the name come up, I remembered. And I spoke about like all of the control and the tactics that they use. So now we're on the loyalty and disloyalty doctrine, because this is like the main, the Fort Reform program is the loyalty and disloyalty doctrine. Like that's what I believe. And when you're in there, there's this real emphasis on loyalty and disloyalty, like this like repetitious, ritualistic culture to it. And it's like they want you to like get the book. They use this cult jargon like soak in the book, soak in the tapes. That's what they used to say back in the day. The tapes, that's how long I've been in this cult, and they want to come and have some chat for me when they were talking about tapes. Anyway, let's get into it. So let's look at what the book actually teaches. Yeah, this is a short evidence-based summary. So Dagwood Mills, Loyalty and Disloyalty. It's my turn to give a real review. Because in the self-sealing system, everyone's just praising it. It's human fecal matter. Everyone's just like, ah. But now you gonna get the real deal. You gonna get the real book review today. I love you, Dag. I love you, baby. Thank you so much for writing this book, baby. 18 years. 18 years, man. I soaked in this book, chair. So with anybody and a wire and a place and a die and a heart and a wire is gonna know how to break this bestseller down. It's gonna be me, baby. Queen of the mega church cults. Guys, we've been waiting for this time for a long time. So let's enjoy it. Do you know what, guys? Let's just take a moment to breathe in the air. I can barely breathe right now. All right. So Dag Heward-Mills' Loyalty and Disloyalty, period, point blank, presents a stepwise model of how disloyalty develops and offers pastoral advice on building allegiance. But remember, they changed the meaning of things. So it's not allegiance, it's slavery and dictatorship, yeah? The book explicitly lays out stages of disloyalty, a progressive 8-stage framing in multiple summaries and transcripts. So it promotes training pastors and assistants to prioritize loyalty to the pastor, the headship, even to the point of urging that the senior pastor be the primary interpretive authority for members. So that's the ultimate authority. So that is what he teaches in the book, that loyalty is to the highest authority. So obviously there's no authority higher than Dag. He's going to say that it's God, but God isn't here, Dag. We can't hear God, Dag. So we're riding off the back of that you're the mouthpiece of God. We just need to break this down because everyone's so severely indoctrinated in there that they think they can just pull the wool over our eyes outside in these streets when we're not indoctrinated. And we're here to announce to you, my loves, that's why we're doing up and saying religious psychosis. All right, my loves. So let's look at the 2 load-bearing claims for the books that survivors report. Guys, I'm so unwell. Being repeatedly taught here. I don't know if I had COVID. So I've got this like cough and I have such low energy. But I'm going to be on here, chair. Oh, thanks for the follow, John. I might as well call myself Sally, innit? Might as well call myself blooming Sally. The way I'm bloody coughing. Innit, John? Oh, that's so handsome. Oh no, I can't do the voice. I can't do an Irish voice with it. But you lot, it's giving EastEnders tonight. So let's enjoy it. All right. So let's look at the 2 load-bearing claims. So survivors report being repeatedly taught that loyalty is owed to the highest authority within the church structure, and that disloyalty is a multi-stage process to be identified and prevented early. So remember, when I said to you, with the thingy trad model, I said everything becomes external. So they have to see it on you because spirituality is invisible. So what you can't see it. It's a personal relationship with God. So they've got to make it like external. That's why you have to go to the building. You have to be loyal. They make it external. So it's something that can be identified and prevented. So that's how they demonize people. They're judgmental. It's just not from God. All right. How those techniques operate as control. Mapping the book onto cult theory. When you say the book was force-fed like a tube, because I said that, this is ChatGPT writing it out. So I said that it felt like loyalty and disloyalty was fed into our psyche so much that I would describe it as a spiritual force feeding like a tube. And actually it's like that because you're put in like this type of like spiritual coma. Hey, curvy vibes. And the only way you can receive things when you're in, because you are offline, be completely disassociated. You see, when people get into it hard, oh my gosh. Hi, my name's Leah. Oh yes, I attend Mustard Seed Chapel International. Dag Heward-Mills is an acclaimed author. He's a prophet. That's how they are. There's nothing there. It's all very robotic and very fake. Oh, I love it. I love being a wife. I love it. My husband makes barely anything, but I'm here carrying the whole load. I'm happy to be Mrs. You know, it's just, that's where it all comes from. So the science and psychology lines up with that lived experience of feeling like loyalty and disloyalty doctrine was force-fed like a tube. Here's how the content and teachings about loyalty becomes control. So Malau control, guys, please like up the live. Malau and information control. Telling people that loyalty to the leader is paramount narrows acceptable information and sources. So this is like, everything is what Dad quotes. So no matter what problems people have in there, they've got a system where you can get counseling from the pastor, but people aren't getting counseled. They're getting indoctrinated on a one-on-one level, because it's an echo chamber in there. So everything is just the voice of the cult leader, because if they don't echo what is being taught in the system, then they will be branded as disloyal. So it cuts off independent realities. This is classic Malau control. And what this does is it shapes the environment and it shapes your belief system. Remember I said that when the cult leader is putting that program in your psyche, you are now seeing the world through the psychosocial lens of the malignant narcissist. So there's going to be paranoia, there's going to be fear, there's going to be feelings of rejection, insecure, feeling like you don't fit in the world is EVI. There's all of that. And a lot of people, they didn't come from like, let's say like the fairy tale upbringing, but at least their mum loved them. You might have come from a single parent home, like on a council estate or whatever, but your mum tried her best. Now you've started going to this church cult for a couple of months, listening to this guy from the village, and now all of a sudden you got chat for your mum. Come on, man, fix up. Hey, Berlin. How are you, sweetheart? All right, then we've got the bite model. The book emphasizes on obedience and loyalty rituals reinforces. Okay, let me say that again because I'm so tired. So the book's emphasis on obedience and loyalty rituals reinforces the bite model as follows. Behavior control, who you spend time with, who you report to. So there's a lot of like reporting, I've forgotten what it's called, but there's like this, when there's in this disloyalty stages, basically they indoctrinate us that it's not snitching, it's not gossip if you tell your pastor, if you tell a leader. But some of the leaders in there are gossips. It doesn't mean because they think they're born again that they're not gossips. They love that. You see the people highest up, they love to gossip, and the men more so than the women, because a lot of men that you'll find in these spaces are on the DL. That's why they can do up the celibacy, like Hayley Melinda and her darling husband Sterling. How did you stay celibate for 3 years, babe? I'm sorry, you're not. It's not that. No one can stay celibate for that. Look, come on, guys, man. And they're listening to these people and falling for this human fecal matter. It's like they're both clearly what they are. He's in his feminine energy, she's in her masculine energy, and that's absolutely fine. It's like a magnet absorption when they are negative. Yeah, you're so right. And it's true. Guys, I'm going to be sounding like, honestly, I'm sure I've had COVID. What you put out into the universe is what you get back, what you attract. So this is why there's a lot of people with like trauma, and because it's just so low vibrational. Like you've got to be in a low vibrational just means like a low state. It could mean that you're, because it's not always the husband's fault, when they break up and then, now the woman's bitter and whatever. There's many different types of traumas. There's many different. It's just toxic in there, chair. And it's like sardines in a tin. Everybody's like trying to get the D, because most women that go in there, they're going for a husband. That's the reason they're in there. That's why I said these gal them don't have no chat for me, babe. Because when I was in there, I was really about G-O-D. You down with G-O-D? Yeah, you know me. You down with G-O-D? Everybody, come and join the chorus, the mighty, mighty chorus, with the morning stars begun. Oh my God, I'm so glad I could get that. I can't do the flowers are love because my voice is, but I got begun. I couldn't resist that. And even as I've come out and I'm deconstructing, and you lot know, I'm not getting with a man. I'm just going to be, I don't want to say on my own, but in my power. for the rest of my life because my boyfriend was unalived in police custody in 2007. And I've just realized that, you know, that man loved me like faithfully and loyally. He was faithful and loyal to the end. And yeah, I'm now processing the grief, and I just don't want another man. All right, anyway, I digress. Information control. Only internal teaching counts. Only internal teaching counts. You can't go in there and start preaching from, I don't know, Matthew Ishimalowo from KICC and reading it, but you can't do that. Even if it's people, it will be like authorized people. Do you know what I mean? That's like on their podcast. You know Bishop Joshua Eward Mills is trying to do up a podcast. Oh my God. I can't wait until it's his time to get exposed, because that guy has just been, you know, that scripture that says, the pit which your enemies dug for you, they have fallen into it themselves. And what's really crazy is that you can just see the scriptures. We can just see it playing out. It's just unfolding before our eyes. That's what I believe anyway. But I mean, what do I know? Only time will tell. Aisha, do you know what? Suck your mother. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you sacre salop. Sacre salop. All right, thanks, elites. Then we've got thought control. Oh yeah, no, that's information control. So guys, only internal teaching counts. So now they're getting smart, and they're starting to let other like fake preachers come in that endorse the same human fecal matter as them, is just the same EVIR and just the same thieves as them. You know, lovers of money. They the same birds of a feather flock together. So you see all the thieves together. Do you get me? Like, he's connected to Archbishop Duncan Williams, David Antry, Oyedepo, Benny Hill, all the thieves, the big players, Pastor Chris. It's like an initiation. There's an upper class cult. And remember, Oyedepo said that. Oyedepo said that he belonged. Do you know what I mean? They're all, you know what, guys? Come on, open your eyes. Thought control. So this is the so loading the language, disloyalty, highest authority. They have like weird phrases like messy, forgive. It makes them like shut in, where it's like they can identify their own people through this cult jargon that they have. It's called loaded language. So when you hear them saying messy, forgive, like certain cult jargon, like phrases, and they're proud. First Love have historically been proud for looking like absolute idiots. Oh, thanks, Patty. How are you, my love? Guys, do you know what I love? Do you know what my favorite thing is in life? Do you know what I think I'm going to be this Halloween? A clown. I think I'm going to be a clown. What are you guys going to be for Halloween? I'm going to be a clown. All right. So emotional control. And that is the guilt, aim for disloyal thoughts. And this integrated system keeps people compliant. Now, I'm going to give you a more sinister, dark example of this. With the emotional control, we had E, the survivor that's been speaking out. No, I'm not, but I used to say I was half Ghanaian and half Lebanese when I was in the cult, because it's a Ghanaian cult. And they done up conversion therapy on him, told him to lock himself away for 2 weeks. He wasn't eating, drinking, and just locked himself in a dark room and was praying continuously to pray those feelings and those desires and stuff like that away. Because he had a history of mental health, thank you, my love, what happened was his mental health started to deteriorate, because you can imagine 2 weeks. He weren't going to college, he weren't doing nothing, just in the yard, in the darkness. So then when he would eat, he would then PUNISH himself and release what he had that day. So that then led to an eating DISORDER, eating disorder. And he had pictures of himself in A&E with him leaking. So if you lot want to, because guys, I have to talk like street talk. It's like a combination of American hood talk and British hood talk, because that's the only way my lives have been lasting. Anyway, if you want to go and check out the full story, you can on one of my main accounts, leah.lauder. I just want to say to everyone that's been supporting me, following up the pages, we've got a new one called The Collective Voice on Insta. Please go and support that, y'all. I want to say thank you, because I am feeling the love and I am feeling the support. And guys, I'm feeling like this thing is growing. There's a lot of things coming up, guys. Guys, I don't know how I've been keeping this all in, but there's a lot to come. There's a lot to come. Like, guys, I want you to know that we are going into 2026 strong. Trust me, there's a lot I'm not saying because you got to move in silence with these brothers. All right, let's move on to the next one. So, and guys, they use emotional control a lot, trying to get you to like prove your loyalty. Like, you know, are you family? What will you, what means most to you? And that's where they need the inordinate amounts of time. They make the cult synonymous with God. So nothing comes above the cult. Oh, hey, babe. Hey, Adara. All right. Then we've got bounded choice. So this is by Lalage et al. And this is about bounded agency. And this is teaching that loyalty ranks above outside authorities, narrows perceived choices. For example, oh, you can get a wife, you can get a wife. Yeah, but you're going to get a pick-me or a Barbara the Builder that's a washed up 304. There might be problems conceiving. There might be problems with the intimacy, because my girls had so many fruits, bananas, different. So now when you come, you can't do what needs to be done. And this is the same thing these are patterns. These are real life stories. So people get married in there, but they're not marrying like who they want. It's what was available. Hey, Queen, it's what was available. So it's like, imagine you're going to okay, not a delicatessen. Let's say you're going to artisan bakery, right? There's going to be beautiful pastries, a selection of different cakes, whatever. That's in the UK. But then if you were able to travel the world, like France, you know, Paris, Italy, try all the different, you will see the differences. And it's like people are bounded. It's like postcodes. Do you get what I'm saying? That's why it's given GANGSs, and they are high control groups. It's like that postcode mindset. Like, what? It's like everybody gets married to everyone in there. It's like marrying someone from your ends. Oh, God. Because everyone's from ends in there. They're just all in there from ends. It's absolutely crazy, Jill. Everyone's just in there doing up ends. I remember there was a branch here in Charlton, and they were saving like the whole of that ends. I don't even know where Charlton is, you know. You know that pot they claim is South, Thamesmead, Woolwich, Charlton. They claim they're from South. Whatever, guys. Y'all are from Kent, man. Y'all have all the man them up there driving in the horse and with the ting and all that. Anyway, I digress. And they were just like coming in with their baby daddies, and they were getting them to marry the baby daddies. And these were like girls that had babies young, you know, like 16, 15, 17. And then like the mums were vulnerable as well. And then the mums, the mums started coming. So there was like the older mom, and they were bringing their families. Like there are families that are like separated to this day. Separated to this day. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because some are still inside the cult, and then some have clocked it and moved on, innit? Oh, guys, what time is it? Oh, thanks for the follow, babe. I also want to say, if you are a parent on here and you can comment, let me know, because I've got some content in the pipeline for parents. Because the parents have been reaching out to me. They're really cool. The parents are lovely. Some of the parents are a bit younger than me, because I keep forgetting, like, because actually, you know, guys, like, in my mind, I'm still 19. In my mind, I'm still 19, child. So I'm forgetting, like, even when I'm talking to these moms, some of them are younger than me. I'm like, oh, babe, we're from the same kind of era. So the parents are litty. I'm enjoying the conversations. They've been reaching out to me. I know a lot of the content has been like young people focused, but I think now the parents are waking up more and they're getting the courage. I think before the parents were a bit in two minds, but I think parents are getting the courage now to reach out to me. So please do, guys, because I've been 19. I've been that young person recruited. Do you understand what I'm saying? I've seen how my mum supported me. And guys, if you don't think I'm a queen, oh my God, the empress, that is my mother. To all the parents, I've got a video that I did with my mum. I think it's about 20 minutes worth of footage, 2 videos on there. Is it 20 minutes? I feel like it's longer, but the longer... Anyway, I'll look and see if the live's on there, because I don't think I put the live in. I'll put it in there. And basically, it's my mum just giving tips like what she was doing up, this, that, and the third, and it's very, very useful. I have got lingerie on, but you know how TikTok is. So, but I'm gonna be doing some content, and if there's an appetite, and parents are reaching out to me, you don't even have to tell me all your business, but you could just say, Leah, my child is in Charis cult, my child is in this church cult. Because if I'm getting parents doing that and I'm getting inundated, my mum will be more than happy to record little videos for you and send it to me. But I've got to say to my mum, there's a need, because guys, I'm not gonna lie, my mum, I think one of the reasons I got out was because of my mum. But when you're in there, you don't clock it. You've got to play it so smart. You've got to have so much wisdom, because if you're listening to me and you're a parent, by now you've already clocked, they're gone. Guys, I've got to open the window, man. It's getting hot in here, so hot. I am getting so hot. Guys, I'm all wrapped up in the cover, but yeah, you would have clocked by now, child, that you've already lost your child. Come on, let's keep it real. I just got to keep it real with y'all, because there's no point in sugarcoating it. Do you get what I'm saying? Because you're living it right now. Like, you got your youth. Even right now, can you imagine? It's like having a child in gangs. This is what I keep telling people. You know, like when your child is outside in these streets, yeah, and you're just sitting there like, oh my God, is he gonna come home tonight? Now you've got this thought of, oh my God, my child. Oh, where's the phone? My child's in this cult. Like, it's crazy. So some of you might not want to talk on here. I'm not going to lie, and I don't blame you, but I will give like a quick tip. One of your main things that you should be doing up here is you don't want to be the enemy. That's the most important thing I could say to you. You don't want to be the enemy, because if you're the enemy, you're just going to push them so far away. Like, me thinking back, especially the younger they are, the more RADICAL they're going to be. Yeah. Because, and the reason why it's so EVIL what they do, yeah, is because they're kids, they're young people. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? They're young people, and the parents don't even know what's been going on. So there could have been a girl that's gone through, you know, deleting of, you know, or maybe essayed or eaten from the grapevine, and not even the mother knows. But the porster, the mug, the wog, the thingy's wife that they've known for 5 minutes know more than a mother. Guys, this is truly hurt. This is so, it's not even hurt. This is trauma. Because I'll tell you something, because I'm getting older now and I've got my own kids. Like, I look back and I'm like, oh my gosh, I put my mum through hell. And it takes you so long to realize that's the beauty of a mother, that she sticks with you. I don't even want to cry. She sticks with you through thick and thin. And then as you get older, it's like you realize like the treasure. Not everybody's had a mum like that, guys. And, you know, take what resonates, because you might have not had a mum like that, but you might be that to others. And that's because of your experience. You know, guys, this is so deep, and my heart goes out to like the single mums. There's a lot of single young mums that has oh, I love you so much, Queen. I love you so much, like Alita. It's absolutely heartbreaking, because guys, you know, this time, yeah, because you know I've been open, like this has been a struggle for me, especially financially. I just got to keep it real, man. And you know, I've said it, and I really believe that God, love you too, baby. I really believe that God put me through this struggle. Like, I have to be in this season. It's so hard, man. It's so hard. But I'm not going to lie. Before I was in cuckoo, like La La Land, I was in La La Land. I didn't even know what day of the week it was. And it's like this slap back to reality. And the situation I'm in, I believe God has allowed me to experience maybe like a drop in the ocean, so that I can somewhat empathize with single mothers. But I could never, because as I said, you know, I've got that arrangement with my ex-husband, but you know, he doesn't give me a penny, and I'm doing it on my own when I have myself. But I'm really lucky to have family, and like a friend that has turned to family, that if I didn't have these people around me, guys, honestly, I don't know what I would do. So I can't sit here like with my like trying to be fake when I have like this whole, so I don't even want to cry, this whole support system that makes sure that I'm good. And that has been birthed through the collective. So I just want to say that I absolutely love you lot. Like, that's why I said I don't care about anyone else. Like, I ride out for the collective. Like, that's why I'm like that. I don't even have time for a man. Do you know, you'd be taking all my time. Like, I just, the little time I have, the little energy I have with my disabled self, I need to be on here delivering the content. And this is so fulfilling. And then outside of my time, I just spend time with the survivors because everyone's so lit. You know what I feel like? All the baddies are the ones that got like kicked out of the church cults, and it's all the lit ones. All the pick-me's are in there. Anyway, let's get it, guys. But we need to break up things a little bit more. And whoever it is going to understand this. That's a private little I don't know what to call it, but for someone they'll know. All right. So back to the bounded choice. If the pastor is framed as higher than civil authorities, in practice, victims are boxed into a system that prevents outside help. This is the bounded choice that creates dependency, because they don't feel like they can go to any other services. Everything is inside of the cult. You need counseling, it's here. You need prayer, it's here. You need to know how to get rich, it's here. You need to know how to do that. There's always an answer for everything. And I want to say that if you're going to like one of these settings, one of these church cults, and that is guanin in there, that is a major red flag. There's got to be room for critical thinking. Not even God has an answer for everything. How have you got more answers than Jesus Christ, babe? You lot have got to know when they're fake. Because Christ was speaking in parables. It was always about you figuring it out. You going within, you seeking, you knocking to find. If someone is like dictating, like you two, if someone is dictating and they're controlling, I don't, because remember, they're supposed to be worshiping Jesus Christ. But you're nothing like Christ, babe. You're nothing like Christ. And it's just becoming like clear as day. And that's why I didn't even know it was going to be going down this road. But I do like to like present an alternative, which is Christ consciousness. And there's no rules, because that's the consciousness of Christ. We all have a consciousness. They're doing up calling it demonic. Why? Why is that? Why is that? Is that because you've colonized our consciousness? You've colonized the psyche? Is that why? They don't want us to look into that. That's why anything that's knowledge is an enemy. Psychology, science. If you look back in time, it's very important to practice. You know, it's very important to know your history, but not the history that you're taught in school. Your spiritual DNA, the history that pertains most to you deconstructing and deprogramming your mind to find out what your sole purpose is here on earth. We all have this sacred geometry, don't we? That if we can unlock, there can just be so much great potential. And I don't even know what sacred geometry really is outside in these streets. I kind of see. So you see, like, even as I talk on the lives, when I watch the lives back, I then go soul decoded. Ooh, Alita, you're such an empress. So later on, I'll come back and I'll look. Do you get what I'm saying? And I'll listen, and I'll go and I'll look for things. I'll seek and I'll find, because that's what it's about, really drawing from the well of within. And I just really love this like moment that I'm in, which is just like full embrace of self, but also not wanting a man. And this is absolutely no HATE to men. I love men. But you know what's really crazy? What I was thinking about, I don't even know what energy or what I'm in or whatever, but I don't want a man in it. Since I've moved into this energy, and I feel like it's an energy of power, because ladies, no shade, but I've been married for almost 10 years, this, that, and the third. And I think when women walk in their power, it's when they're like celibate. It doesn't even have to be forever, but like a period of celibacy. Anyway, and that's what I'm going to start to look at, because, and this is what I was saying, like you gal them in there, you're getting your back blown out by the keyboardist. I know the man them that are in instrumental, that are the instrumentals, but I can't bait them out, because some of these guys are getting paid, some of them. But one guy has given me permission to share a few things, which I will start sharing. That's going to be a whole series on the instrumentals, because as you know, I was in a worship league. I was just doing everything in the music ministry for 18 years. So they're just all loose in there, loose as hell. And since I've walked into this power of like, it's like when I have this air where I don't even, it's like I'm not even looking at men around me. It's like they just mean nothing, but men love that. So now what's happening is I'm attracting that, because it's almost like there's this air of, don't. And I don't even know what look this is, but it's supposed to be like protection, like guarded off me, like I'm not interested. I'm on what I'm on, I'm not. But then there's this air of the SEXY-ness to me. because of the femininity. So it's like this dark femininity. Yeah. And I haven't been in this season before with self. And it's amazing. So ladies, please, like, you see, when it comes to the psychology of men, and you know, like if you know what I mean, like, stay woke, man. Stay blood clot. They literally want you when you don't want them. They literally want you when you don't. I didn't even think that was true. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm naturally a BIT. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm naturally that. So I didn't really understand what they were meaning, but now I know. Now at Parry, now I know. It's not even like I'm trying to be something, because what I need the gal them to understand, they might have hundreds of thousands of followers, they might have 100,000 pounds in my hand, but the face card doesn't decline. My face card is limitless. The energy is limitless. I shine. Like, you could have millions of pounds. I go out and gal them are hating on me that have more than me, that are millions. It's about your aura. It's about your energy. It's about what you have, like your, you know, like your wealth, which is what is given to you, God given, be. That's why they have to create like structures and systems and make it unequal, and that's why we get depressed, because it's all lies. But people are waking up now. So I don't know what's going to happen, but we need to prepare ourselves, because we're too woke. There's too much like dots that's been joined. So we'll have to see. But I feel like this time is like there's been enough of a spiritual mass awakening to, like, I don't know if I want to say shift timelines, but yeah, I think so. Like, check, because when they come and they try and do all of this stuff, yeah, to like make us get into like that, because it's about the collective consciousness. Everything's about energy, consciousness. Like, when you get it, innit? Like, when you get it, you get it. So I'm so happy, like, when I come online and this is all I'm hearing. You literally got to stay woke, or the world will shake you and fall. Yeah. Or you'll be just like, you've given someone else the remote to your life, babe. So you're like the walking unalived. Welcome, Insta. I can't see nothing behind this laptop. All right. Okay. So you get why it creates the dependency now, yeah? So Liana Lalige's work describes how ideological totalism constrains alternatives and creates moral traps through the mapping. There's only one mind. It's black and white. There's like only one. It's like mapping. So it's like everybody does the same thing. There's no authoritarianism, because it's a totalist like environment that they've created there. Everyone worships Dag. Social identity and conformity. Constant teaching about loyalty creates in-group identity and out-group demonization. Us versus them. Us, them. For us, against us, with us or against us. It's very like that, very black and white thinking. That's why they got the young people in there having HATE towards their mother. Oh, to follow Christ, you got to take up your cross. You got a HATE, your brother, your sister, your mother. They are RADICAL in them in there. So if you've got a child in there, you better just know. Listen, I've been speaking to parents and I've been saying to all of them, listen, what I'm going to tell you is they know all your business, innit? If your child's been going there for like a couple of months, a year, they know all your business. They're going to be sitting there telling them about everything, especially if you're like a young mum and you've done your best, but your child is obviously a child, because 19, they're still your baby. My child's going to be 12. Do you know what I mean? In 7 years, she's going to be 19. Do you think that child's going to be, telling me about, I don't care what the laws are up in her. You came out of this vagina, baby. I carried you for 9 blood clot months, chair. Yeah, it's the law of Leah Lauder. And you ain't going anywhere. You ain't going nowhere. You're going to stay here and save your money, do up your little business. You're going to set yourself. You're not doing up. My kids ain't going anywhere. Let's just keep their backside in the yard. I've already told them, especially not the little one. I've already said to her, nah, she's got to get the uni. Everything closed, period. That my kids ain't going nowhere. That's why I make it so fun. You know, like I'm like that mum, like open house. You know what I mean? No, babe. All right. I digress. So with this in-group identity and this out-group demonization, people comply to avoid ostracism, gain status, and receive spiritual approval. So we can see the elitism, we can see the ranking. That's why they produce the ranking and the titles. Oh, thank you, baby. You should try it, Alita. The black nails has activated this. Ooh, You need to try it. Because they demonize like black a lot as well. And I think that no matter what you're wearing, if you're wearing black, you look sultry, you look classy. Like there's nothing more. You wear black, you can't go wrong. It doesn't matter where you're going. It's just there's been a lot of demonization in this 3D. So there's like an awakening now, and you know, women are really walking in their power. You know, a few people were like looking at me, especially like these church looking aunties, and I just gave them one look like, babe, you instead of throwing stones, baby, you need to think back. He who was without sin cast the first stone. They're just so lost. And another thing that I think that I love about this as well is people will like judge you based off your appearance. But I think that it's really good to show people that I'm just full of love and I'm really caring. And like, you know, when I'm out and the way I treat people, because you know, I've believed that we can be lessons for everybody because we kind of mirror. It's a mirror. Oh, are you feeling it? It's so deep. Black is divine protection. Whew. That's what I must need, baby, because we're turning it up a notch. Since I've been doing the black ladies, I feel like a new woman. But don't force it. You have to go into this season, because if you just try and do it up, you'll look fake. It's got to be from within. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why, like, you know, when artists or people are in certain like phases of their life, and then everybody starts copying it like full of fashion, and people just look ridiculous because that's what they're doing for their time. Then they're going to evolve and ascend and do something else. And we've got to learn how to draw that from within. Do you know, and stop like looking for this external validation. That's why that celebrity dom is cancelled now. Thanks for the follow, my love. So we come on here and the guys, we're all famous. Do you know what I'm saying? We're all fearfully and wonderfully creative. Like creative. Don't you realize like no one watches TV? They're all on TikTok, B. Everybody is so talented. Things that you didn't even know existed. You can go on your FYP and we're seeing amazing things all over the world in real time. It's absolutely amazing. We're seeing a real shift now. Now we're seeing Sky doing TikTok awards. The world is changing, guys. It has changed. And the people in the old ways of thinking, the archaic ways of thinking, all of those narcissistic institutions will come falling down. Why? Because it's the age of truth. Why? Because it's the narcissistic collapse. And anyone that is operating in that, like they're in that karmic cycle of the narcissistic collapse, unfortunately, it doesn't matter what mask, what robe, what color you're wearing, chair. If the hat fits, then it's gonna go down. Because you can't escape the times. They've created this fake Gregorian calendar and this fake time. Time is relative, babe. You can't you like time is time. It's not, it's a man-made concept. It's a social construct. It's ages. That's what it is. And we are in the age of Aquarius. They've tried to demonize everything to get us out of sync, out of flow. But because a lot of people are becoming more woke, what's happening is things are becoming like more accepted. We're seeing a shift, and they've demonized it because that there's a lot of it's a lot of dark magic. This is all dark magic, and it's not like, oh my God, these men, you know, don't let them take you away. Listen, babe, it's all corrupt. I'm not saying, I still believe in the canon. Don't let me listen. When my Psalms share, I can't survive without my Psalms, baby. Just for the Psalms, for the Psalms alone. For the Psalms alone, I would say that is the most powerful book that I have ever read in my life. And if I only needed one book in this life, it would always be the Bible. Don't ever get it twisted. However, I don't read it at face value. I believe that you have to knock to find, you have to seek to find, you have to knock to get the answers. You have to go within. Christ spoke in parables. You have to decode it. It's not like, not anyone. Christ, that's why he said he's not going to cast his pearls amongst swine. He's not going to give that treasure to just anyone. And also, it's very powerful. So you've got to unlock it, like that consciousness. Christ wasn't just giving it out like that. And that's why when he was saying like about it being revealed to you by the Spirit and the knowing, and unless God revealed it to you, I think certain things have been changed as well, because I think it was all, especially with the KJV version, we know that King James was LGBTQ+. He had a husband that they used to call husband of the courtier. Although he was married with, I think it was 5 or 6 children, he was actually LGBTQ+. And that's historical facts. So that's not me telling you that you're gonna, you know, the heaven is paved in golden streets, and you know you've got this mansion that doesn't exist. I'm giving you factual. This is artifacts. We can actually go to the museum and look at the handwritten letters from that time that have been authenticated. All right, my loves. Okay. And that's why, guys, don't you see that the advancements of, for example, archaeology, do you know what I'm saying? Like engineering, all of the trauma theory, like new things being discovered, like technological advancements. It can never be like the old world, because we can't be ignorant, because now we're getting the answers. Don't you get it? Oh, it's such a sad realization though, isn't it? Did we ever think that we come to the day when it was able to provide, to provide evidence? It's here now, guys. And I think that that's probably one of the most, and I know that is terrifying, but it doesn't mean that you have to let go of God and Christ. It just means that these are very unknown times, guys, very uncharted territory. And so you do have to go within, because unfortunately, you know, the veil has been lifted, and unless you're suffering from like severe trauma, or you're mentally unwell, or you could be neurodivergent, so need certain structures, especially if there's so much I need to do, like second geners that are neurodivergent and born into these settings, they don't stand a chance. Do you know how sad that is? Imagine someone who's like non-communicative and like, you know, like quite like their autism is on more of the severe scale, because you know when it comes to disability, you've got to be so careful. Such a sensitive topic. And I want to say to people, I haven't practiced disability theory of recent, so I'm not going to sit here and act like, when I do the series on disability, I will literally like go and sit on webinars, do like short courses, because it's a very complex discourse, and the language is always changing, and language is really paramount when speaking about, I don't even know if it's called, do we even use disability anymore? It's probably changed. That's probably offensive. Is there another word? Does anyone know? I'm sure they would have changed that, because that is very even derogatory, like disabled, like when it's society that disable the person. Because if we all had ramps and lifts instead of stairs, then it wouldn't be disabling, would it? Or, you know, if the buses and everything was modified. Anyway, my nan was disabled, guys. So I've got this disability advocacy like inside of me, where like if I saw anyone doing anything to anyone in a wheelchair, guys, I would actually do time for that. I'm not gonna lie, because my nan would just come flashing back to me. And I would put hands on them like it's my nan, man, because it would just be PTSD. So I really do fight for, like, you know, like vulnerable people and people with disabilities and stuff. I really fight for them, you know, just outside. Like I've got a soft spot because of my nan. I got a soft spot share. All right. And then we've got moral metaphysical leverage. Oh, Elites, I love you. Hey. If loyalty to the highest authority is framed as spiritually mandated, that is a transcendental belief system. So remember I said that it's the thought reform program, and it's a transcendental belief system, because that shifts your vision. And that's all about the overarching vision of the cult, which is going to be like that one world order, that totalitarian environment, totalist environment, with the dictator, the tyrannical rule, no opinions, no free flow, and no critical thought. It's just from the top down. And the scripture they used to do this up is the anointing flows from Aaron's bed. So it comes from the top down. The anointing comes from the top down, not down up. That's what they do up. So you're just severely indoctrinated, just thinking that you don't know nothing. And so do you see how that shifts your whole like reality? Just that alone, receiving this man. That's why I said we're saying you're in religious psychosis, because the fact that you go there every Sunday, you buy invisible blessings, you listen to a thief. We can all see this as a hoax. We can all see what this is, but you can't. So what that's indicative of is that there's trauma there, or there's you got a sign going on. And whenever they comment online, everybody says the same thing, like what is up? Because even the way they speak, they can't speak to normal people. And you've got to realize these people that they, because they allocate these people, they send them out, they tell them sit online all day and wait for Leah to come on. They got the notification. They actually see it as a task. So there's people actually sitting there, screen recording, writing. They actually think this is a task from God, from Jesus Christ. They believe that what First Love believe is that Jesus Christ came from heaven to earth to give his life for them to be sitting on TikTok at 7:32 p.m. to be precise, watching me and screen recording and reporting up the live. That's what they believe part of their purpose is here on earth. Do you see how silly that sounds? This is what I'm saying, babe. This is why I'm on here doing it up to shit. And I think, guys, as the time is passing, I think that more and more people are just seeing it for what it is. Babe, it's absolutely crazy. I'm not even going to lie. But when you're in it, you don't see it like that. And what I'm realizing is now the recruitment's going to be really effective, because I've got like a lot of parents that are starting to reach out to me now. So before they've been able to like isolate family, they're not going to be able to do it as easily. My prayer is just that people's eyes will start opening. Guys, please, however you do it, your spiritual practice, prayer, whatever it is, please remember, that we really need to like start breaking these strongholds, man. Because you see, when the parents start reaching out to me, that's when I'm going to go into like really doing up my prayer. But it's not the prayer like you think. It's not all of that. It's like visualization. Anyway, don't worry. I'm going to be teaching the parents just the basics. Like, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Because the battle is in the mind. If the parents start getting weak and they take their power, but they can shift it. Because according to the scriptures, the first commandment with promise is honor your mother and father so that it might be well with you, so that your days might be long. Anyway, I'm going to teach those parents, because there's nothing you can do apart from go in your closet, B. Like, that's what it is. You got to fight them in the spirit, because the parents historically haven't been woke. But now you lot are woke, man. You lot have got to take your power back, and you lot have got to get it in the spirit, man. That's what I'm going to be telling parents. Whatever they believe in, whatever their thought processes is. Do you know what I'm saying? You just got to be sending stuff their way, man, so that they can get their paws off your you. All right. And you know what? If you don't believe in anything, even better, just get into the cult psycho ed. Do you know what I'm saying? Just get into the cult psycho ed so that you can be well versed for when your child comes out. But that is a given. That is something that you have to do. But remember, all of my content coming on, all of that, that's a part of that as well. So I try and make it easier. And parents, I know I feel a bit bad because I haven't really done as much content for the parents, but now I feel like it's the time. So reach out to me if you're a parent. Let me know after, because if I've got an appetite, if I've got people messaging me, engaging with the content and saying, oh, I've got a son in there, blah blah blah, I will actually do more content for the parents. All right. So do you see that because of the leader being like the highest authority and loyalty being to the highest authority, they see him as framed as spiritually mandated? So do you not understand what I mean by spiritually mandated? Like a prophet, like he's got some special mandate, like some special calling. Do you know what I mean, from God? So that's where you get like the touch not the Lord's anointed. They can work all of those things over your life, because it's because they change the meaning of things. So obedience is no longer social, but I just said this. God, what is wrong with me, Jeff? Existential. To disobey is framed as risking spiritual ruin. That shifts cost-benefit calculations dramatically and silences dissent. So that's why everything's seen as disobedient, disloyal, this, that. So people are afraid, they're scared to speak up. So people just remain silent. And that's why I say silence is compliance. It will eat you alive. The people that stay silent, they'll be carrying this for the rest of their life. They'll never truly be happy. The way that you treat, you've got to let it out. It's got to get out of your body. Some people can do that through therapy, but some people just don't find that useful, because innate in us, the people that were in there, we want to help people. We want to give back to mankind. We want to, do you know what I mean? That's within us. And so there's like this fulfillment as well as healing process. There's just something that happens when you speak out. The truth shall set you free. That's what just came to me. The truth shall set you free. Why loyalty to the highest authority is dangerous. Let's look at the real harms. This roots victims away from civil protections. So, for example, you know, women that have been eaten out of the Great Ball, I say, for example, there's women, and that's why there's no time limit to it now. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it can be 20 years later, however many years later, women can still get justice. There's no time limit. Hey, my love, because they recognize things like this. Guys, watch Kwame, because some of them are from Ghana. But welcome if you're a survivor. So if leaders teach that all problems must be brought to the pastor rather than to the popo or statutory services, survivors of SA or criminal ABUSE may never contact authorities, even if the ABUSER is the pastor. This is a documented risk in many abusive institutions. Power, centralization, and lack of accountability. When the leader is the unquestioned highest authority, internal complaints are filtered by that same structure. So if they've got a favorite, you know, like they have like favoritism. So the guy could be an SAO, but it's like, oh, he's got a branch of 1,000 people, so it's the Jezebel. It's the witch that's come in and tempted this man with her seductress spirit. So that's why a lot of abuse happens there, and it's a breeding ground. It's like they've been given a green pass to just have, you know, just it's like a sweetie shop for them. All these vulnerable women with all this trauma. Do you know what I mean? They've probably like never had a guy who's even come from a family with 2 parents. And now all this guy's got to start doing is dangling this carrot of marriage. They know what they're doing in there. They're just ABUSE and all the girls. And then they demonize them. They ostracize them in a bid to damage control. And they always try and keep the men. You know why? Because women are more disposable than men. There's more women demographically than men. So that's why they'll always choose the man. It's patriarchal and misogynistic. So that's why you'll notice, ladies, if you've been in a situation, even if you've been vulnerable and the man's just been a straight up pred in there, and then afterwards you find out that he slept with about 7 other women, they'll still be demonizing you as the Jezebel. Oh yeah. And there you are, you're staying like an idiot. So if you're in RPF and that's your story, why are you there? So now you got to think, oh, okay, like I've got some deep trauma, some deep rooted trauma going in, because I'm going back to an environment that is using me as a doormat to wipe their dirty shoes on. Like, that's literally what it is. So you've got to think why you're in this setting and why you're... Guys, I know of 2 people that attend RPF, yeah? And when it comes to... One hasn't even told me his story, and he doesn't need to. Whether he knows he's neurodivergent or not, he definitely is. He definitely is. And that's a reoccurring pattern and cycle that's coming up, that there's a lot of men in there that are neurodivergent, whether they are diagnosed or undiagnosed, because some is so obvious. Do you understand what I'm saying? You don't have to be like, do you get what? But anyway, you know, I've worked with, I've been the lead for learning difficulties and disabilities and mental health in the Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea, baby. Connections lead personal advisor. And I was assessing these young people to be able to put into the system whether they were mild, moderate, or severe, whether they had mild, moderate, or severe disabilities. And I'm a social worker, so I think I can just about add my 2 pence into this, really. I think I'm quite qualified to do so. And then there's another thing where, unless the child is non-verbal and has severe autism, the parents will not accept that their child is neurodivergent because they see it as, you know what. So rather than getting the right support, for them to get extra support in school. And this is now like, especially the millennials. Oh my God. We are really paying for it. That's why all the uncles are in the club. They've had it rough, man. They've had it rough. There's so many unresolved trauma. And then the women they're married to are like rocks, like stone, because they've been like the punching bag for all the ABUSC as they've been trying to figure it out. But the woman's not in her, she's in like her wounded feminine. They both are. So the relations become karmic. And that's why they cover it with like culture and stuff like, oh, we're staying together for the kids. This is the tribe, the this, the that, you know, all of that. They use all of that manipulation for the man to stay with them. It's just, it's really sad. That's why I said when my ex-husband was trying to do what he was doing, I said, baby, I've got 37.1% Nigerian blood. And then I've got my ethnicity it's just straight up Jamaican, babe. Smile Island, Jamaican. And then there's a lot of North and South American in the blood chair with a little lick of Spanish. So let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Because my dad's not a yard man here in the UK. My dad is a yard man back. My dad's a yard man back in yard. Do you understand? Like my dad is doing up fishing. Oh my God. Let's not do that. Hey BM, let's not do that, because I'm not the one, babe. I'm not the one. I'll tell you about your blood clot self. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not care. I'm in a blood clot here. And that's what they do. They've demonized us anyway. So I might as well do up the stereotype. That's why I do it. Might as well. Okay. So when the leader is unquestioned as the highest authority, internal complaints are filtered by the same structure, increasing cover-up risks. They cover everything up. They brush everything under the rug. There's been so many accounts of SA eating from the Great Bowl. This is decades of ABUSE, spanning back as far back as the late 80s into the early 90s in this cult. Let's not even get, the only cult that I can liken this to is UCKG, where we're seeing that trail of historical ABUSE. And it's a lot, guys. So, you know, it's unfolded little by little. This is why I believe it's had to happen like this, because it's so much realizations and it's so much for us to like conceptualize, which just means understand the concept, like understand it, get it. But I love using the word conceptualize and conceptualization. I learned that like in my master's. So yeah, I love using it. I think it makes me sound really smart. All right, guys. So let's get into psychological coercion. I also want to add with the whistleblowing that the whistleblowers get demonized, get called orangus, devils, Satan, like all of that. And people don't want to get branded with that and brushed with that. So when someone leaves or they speak out, they immediately become excommunicated and ostracized, like cut off from the group. So something that you'll hear them saying repeatedly is like, you know, they cut me off, I had to stop talking to Fred, like, and people have a lot of regrets, because usually the people that leave are like the realest ones. So they really do miss them, because then they just get left with these EVIL people. It's mad. You know what I can liken it to? Getting caught in a web, like a sticky web of deceit. And you're in that web and you can't get out no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try. So psychological coercion. Repetition of loyalty doctrine increases shame and guilt for even thinking about outside help, for even thinking about thought outside of what the cult leader is dictating. So you feel guilty for critical thinking. If you get a certain bad thought about the past, or oh no, I mustn't think like that. That's what you're telling yourself. They've colonized your mind. But it takes a while to get it. But that's what they do, guys. Shame is weaponized to retain members. And that's why I was like, I'm breaking this cycle. I'm breaking this chain of like feeling scared to speak out. And what the hell are they going to do? I was speaking to a survivor today and I was like, babe, why does Sally from Yorkshire never get judged done on her. Sally in 3 years, Sally's lost her mum, her sister, her uncle Bob, her dad, but Sally's not thinking it's judged. That's just a part of life. Sally's going back to work in co-op down the road as per usual, and we'll get through it. Why? It's always us. It's like our community. Do you know what I mean? They're just like, oh, I'm so angry. It's like our minds are colonized. It's the colonizers judge, guys. Wake up. Wake up. And that can come in many ways, because remember it was no Irish and no dogs, yeah? So you got to remember, we're all one human race. You really got to go back into history, chair. You really got to look into it, because it was our own that was selling us into that transatlantic whole thing. So you've got to go into it. You've got to go really deep, guys. That's why I'm not making it about race, but we've got to understand what was going on around about that time so that we can make sense of it. Because, you know, they've created this social construct. And unfortunately, because social constructs are real, like when we go for that job interview and your name is, you know, Abin Waego, they're going to know you're not British, babe. So if that manager has internalized whatever or this, that, you're not going to get that job. Whether you're more employable, whatever. Some of these companies just want Jane, so that she'll make the tea. They can talk about EastEnders. She could put, do you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. So we've got to talk about it, because it, you know, although it is a social construct, when we look at, you know, our intersectionality, and we look at that, you know, like feminist, oh, what is it called? Is it feminist intersection? I don't know, I can't remember. But you know what I'm talking about, because it's late and I'm tired. We see all of these correlations, and it just becomes so clear, so crystal clear. You know, if you are a woman in 2026 and you're still doing that religion, guys, I'm not gonna lie, they are ENEMY, because they're putting us back. Like these gal them, like it's guys, is it just me? Because guys, I don't want to feel like I'm going collective. Please don't leave me hanging. Yeah. Is it just me, or are we beginning to see like the fake from the real? Is it becoming more apparent? Like the women who have just lost it. Oh my God, my queens, please focus on yourself, man. Can't you see when these gal them get with these guys and they start getting the babies, they just get finished? Guys, are you not seeing it? These men, they take our energy. If you're not with a divine mask who knows self, and he'll take all your energy. He starts to suck the woman. What I noticed in my marriage when I was really unhappy, because my ex-husband, it takes you a while to notice as well, chair. Especially when you just have the child, and then it's all about the child, and you're trying to focus on, but it's like they can't lift you up. At that moment, they're not clocking. They're not a man, because at that moment, they can't hold you down. So if you've got postnatal depression, because he can't be that for himself. He can't hold himself down, let alone you. So now it's like you're in this uncharted territory, but you can't, and this man could be husband, boyfriend, whatever. I'm in a cure. And then you just start seeing it all on the woman. It's so sad. It's so sad. It can, you know, like marrying the wrong person, it can set you back about 10 years of your life. And I'm not trying to put a doom and gloomer on it, guys, but you're going to see, guys, you're going to see in 10 years, whether I'm here or not, my words are my legacy. They're not going to unalive. Hey, Annie, you'll see. All right. I'm going to end with this one, guys, because I'm getting a bit tired. How much more is there? Yeah. Oh my gosh, ChatGPT went in. All right, guys, we can get back on this tomorrow. But guys, I've got some stuff that I'm doing tomorrow. Yeah. So if you don't see me in the morning, the evening, but if I'm not on tomorrow, there is a good reason, and all will become clear. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. But I'll try and do some stuff like as I'm out and about, like say a few little things and that, you know. Sometimes that's when you get the best content, you know, when you're not even thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? Like you're just in your car and you're just getting out your thoughts and whatever. All right, so real world reporting tied to Dagwood Mills and the Lighthouse Network documents claims of exploitation, alleged ABUSE, lawsuits, and serious complaints by former pastors and members. These stories illustrate how centralized authority can be abused in practice. Local reporting and investigative pieces detail allegations and court action. Let's do one more. You know, like loyalty and disloyalty. But are there some survivors on here? Come on. Are there first lovers? Let me know if you're here. If there's first lovers on here, I'll stay. Are there first lovers on here? Are you not enjoying it? Do you remember when they used to shove this down our throat? Guys, I'm not gonna lie, yeah. You see this? This was probably like the worst part about it. I'm gonna go soon because I've got my donut. I'm gonna make a tea and have my donut and go to bed. Guys, I'm just not still feeling 100%, but I'm not gonna lie. With what's going on, I just gotta keep going and keep. Okay, so there's no first lovers. All right then, guys. All right, let me end here then. If no one's here for a first love, chair. I thought I had some first lovers on here. No one here. Well, Alita, you're from Dag. You're from Dag, you and Mills, isn't it? Ooh. All right, Missy HM, you know I'm just being attention seeking. I'm just being attention seeking. What, do you remember when they said I was attention seeking? And I was like, yeah. Oh, thanks, leader, for the follow. Yeah. I know. But the difference is I'm not Delulu. I'm not seeking attention when the spotlight isn't clearly on me. I'm seeking the attention because I am the show. Guys, oh my God, you know, I was thinking back to these like a lot of these like gospel songs, they give me PTSD now. Yeah, there used to be this tune. Do you not know that gospel artist Michelle Bonilla? This is your show. And there's another one that Kiera shared on, and it went and just begun. You took out the sun. Na. Wait, what was the words? God is spotlighting this show. I used to know that tune. You were right. But basically, the song's about like it's like God. It's like God's stage. Like this sort of like, and it's like this. It's this fake humility doctrine that they got up in there. Do you know what I mean? This little light of mine. We need to take it back to I'm gonna let it shine. Oh yeah, this little light of mine. You know, when we needed the songs to get the songs were keeping us alive. I'm gonna let it shine. Don't forget where the real church for our community comes from. This little light of mine. Know your history. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. There has to be like the darkness for the light to shine on it. And these songs were birthed out of serious like injustice, like people were literally fighting for their lives. Yeah. So, you know, now we've got, what is it, Maverick, and, you know, we just got up a whole heap of human fecal matter. So just like, you got to remember, the church has always been backwards and behind. Yeah. So where the world is just falling to, you know what, we've got Hollywood. Oh, thanks. Keep on moving. Don't stop like the hands of time. Keep on moving on. And I've got a bit of a, you know, I'm still. That's for you, babe. Keep on moving. Oh, that was the error. Don't stop like the hands. I'd love to sample that. And make a tune. I'd love to sample it. Are you all right? Anyway, y'all, the music's coming, bitch. And I know I'm a superstar. I know that music's gonna bust. Are you all right? It's time now. It's time. And even that, it's not the humility they know, but this is the humility I know, because I know if God's in something, I'm going to say that's going to work. That's going to bust. because I know God's with me on that. When it hasn't been the time, I've noticed the difference. And that's like, I don't know how to explain it. Like the way they've got us like this worship, and it's not right, man. It's like the love, like, you know, like that a mother has for a child, or that you have for like your animal or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? Your family, because some people might not have kids, you might be a bit younger, whatever. The love that you should have, that love for yourself, but a lot of people don't love themselves. So this is why we're coming back to loving self. Oh my God, guys, loving self is so, I'm like, oh, but I did love myself, you know, when I was younger. That's why it's so important. Like my kids get a bit sometimes like, no, mommy, and I just let them do it up, because it's like I need them to have like that confidence. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know how to explain it. It's like, yeah, you've got to dote on your kids. You've got to build your kids' confidence. That's what I'm saying. It's very important. So if you don't have no confidence, bitch, if you don't have no confidence, fake it for your kids. Tell them I don't have confidence. I never had confidence because people beat me down. Listen to me and listen to me well. Do you know why I'm so strong? Do you know why I am this woman I am? My mum sat me down. I don't even know what year it was. She told me young, child. My mum was teaching me some lessons young, because my mum, oh my God, she was so beautiful and all the women hated on her. And she said that she wishes she was stronger. She didn't have no siblings, so she had like 4 kids, you know, so we could all have each other. She's so sweet. And she used to tell me like all of these stories of like people that used to B-U-L-L-Y her. Because my mum, back in the day, I'll get a picture of her when she was little. They used to call her Pocahontas, because my mum's hair would be like down to her back. And my mum just had beautiful long hair. And she's so pretty. And they just all used to be jealous of her. And they used to like thing her head on the one, do really like, it was really, really bad. So my mum was like, don't let no one, but she overdid it. Do you get what? Because she didn't want no one to B-U-L-L-Y me. So she overdid it, to the point now where I'm like I'm a B-U-L-L-Y to the B-U-L-L-Y, because she put that. But do you know what that is? Do you know what just came to me? That's epigenetics. That's the trauma. That's the oh my God, it just dropped in my spirit. That's the trauma from what my mum went through. B, are you all right? That's been carried. What? This stuff's deep, guys. And you see how it can work the other way if there's no healing and there's no awareness. So you have to be able to tell your kids, let your kids know, like, you're the lesson, B. Like, I allowed people to do A, B, C, and D to me. This is why I'm EFG. Straight. Like, own the scars. Oh, I need to make sure I'm not exposing myself on their chair. All right. Guys, I think today's been, don't you think today's been a good day? I'm just loving the way, like, the content's going, because, like, guys, survivors, I want to tell you not to be afraid, okay? Let's take this to the next level now. You lot can see Wagwan, and the survivors are coming out now. They're speaking out. I'm really, really pleased with. Don't you think it's good, guys? The movement. Like, I had to sit there today and be like, yeah, man, we did that as a collective. Oh God, I've turned it around. Thank God the room is tidy. Thank the Lord that my house is clean. Thank God. One girl tried to come and tell me about I should go and clean my yard the other day. I thought, babes, do you know what I do? Like, babe, I could go without cleaning my yard for a hot minute because I've been so OCD with this yard. Are you all right? Don't try me, babe. All right. So how the stages of disloyalty teaching fits into control mechanisms. Guys, this is an important one, Chair. The book stage model does 2 key things for leaders. Pathologizes dissent. Does anybody, let's look up dissent a bit, because I keep hearing dissent and I'm not going to lie, it just keeps going over my head. And I just want to get like the meaning. All right, so we're all abreast. So dissent, the holding or expression of opinions at variance with those commonly or officially held. All right, so that's so okay. So the holding or expression of, so it's differing opinions, guys. It's differing opinions. It's opinions that are of a different opinion or a different, it's when you challenge, so it will offend them, because that causes narcissistic injury. So expressing disagreement or differing views, that's what it is. So you can't have dissent. You can't be a free thinker. You can't be that's why the people that are in there, they're not going to be lovers of knowledge. They're not going to be people who like to read. They're not going to be people who are, you know, if they're educated, that their trauma far exceeds and far weighs the medical degree that they did. You know, like they might have been a doctor, but daddy was cheating on mummy throughout that whole marriage. There's a child that was going to the school, because I don't with that mum, so I'm going to expose her. There's a child that was going to the same primary school as my child, and she was in the big, you know, big boy Mercedes, but the husband's drooling every time he sees me. It's just the same thing. You know, the uncles from the club, the child, there's something there, you know, because they've put so much pressure on the child. It's just so dysfunctional. So dysfunctional. So they grow up and they're a high achiever, but they've gone so far in their life that they've never been diagnosed with that or got support for their neurodivergent needs. What? So now they're like this vulnerable adult and they go off into uni, and that's a lot of the time where it will either make or break a lot of them. It's so sad. They set their kids up to fail, and they don't realize that. They don't realize that. It's so sad. All right, so let's get back to it. Pathologizes dissent, so that's demonizing, the demonization. So it's also, that's why you get treated like a disease. Yeah, because if you pathologize something, it's like you're making it like a disease, because you're looking at the pathology. Do you understand behind why that happens? So it's like when somebody's pathologized, or when something's pathologized, it's the demonization of it. Do you understand? Because it's like, oh, that person's got a disease, and that's how they act when you speak against the past. That if you leave, I swear I know this guy, was his mum's name Sandra? Yeah. Leah, I swear I met you. Was the bad girl traffic warden. You make my blood run cold. What bad girl traffic warden? I don't know what you're talking about, Chair. What traffic warden, Terry? What traffic warden? Oh my gosh, my nose. Because it's going so far back. You got to remind me, Chair. All right. So it frames natural questioning as the start of a disease. So when you look at his stages of disloyalty, he's got like the critical stage of this stage. So it's just to silence people, make it look like it's this disease. Like he's even preached about that and said that disloyalty and murmuring and this and that is like it's like a cancer that can just destroy, you know what I mean, like just infect the rest of the cult. That's how they talk in there, and it makes sense because they have to pathologize it. Look, it's part of the control mechanisms that they use. Yeah, this justifies surveillance and intervention. So there's that surveillance, monitoring, the need for people to be telling your business when you've told them that you're sleeping with the pianist. Now, before you know it, the whole church knows about it, or all the leaders. Sorry, the leaders, which is the church, because everybody else is in and out. That's why you need to be out there working like a DOG. You're down with GOD. You need to be out there like a DOD, doing what you're doing for GOD. Out there every day, that every hour that God sends. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Yeah. So that makes dissenters into problems rather than people with legitimate concerns or thirsting for knowledge, or it becomes demonized. This provides a script for intervention, and leaders can systematically restore supposed disloyal people through disciplinary processes that reassert leader authority. Exactly the kind of social engineering that enforces obedience. So this is where we get, you know, the punishment systems, the public humiliation. It's like, if you do this, this is what happens. It's that systematic control. Both functions protect leadership and discourage outside accountability. That's what that transcendental belief system through the loyalty and disloyalty thought reform program does. What the neuroscience and social science say about this, say about why this works so fast. So neuroplasticity, emotional salience, repeated group rituals, and emotionally charged messaging strengthen pathways that associate leader approval with reward, dopamine, and oxytocin. So do you see that every time you do something well, that's why there's a survivor from RPF, and she was describing someone that's close to her in there, like when Pastor Austin touches her, oh, Pastor Austin touched my arm, Pastor. It's like that type of, this the oxytocin. It's the dopamine hit and rush that they need. That's how they've set them up to be codependent. Especially, remember, if you're coming from a past year where you've not had a mum around, not have a dad around, then this past is trying to do up spiritual father. You're just like yearning for that role model. You're yearning for that father figure. You're yearning for that mother figure. So you're going to be so vulnerable to these little, control tactics and mechanisms that they do up. And it's the same thing that they do over and over again. And it's worked historically in the past because they're just getting the same young people coming in there. It's like a revolving door, the same young people coming in and out. So it's like these methods have worked on them historically. So criticism and independence like give signals of threat to the amygdala brain. So they put thought blockers in there, so they just start shutting down. That's why they come across defensive. You can't have a conversation with them. They don't want to hear it. Under these conditions, belief change can begin in days and consolidate over weeks. So the neuroplasticity that they do up with the brain, that can begin within days, and so then we see that consolidation over weeks. So you can imagine, that's why when somebody says to me, oh, they've been in there for 3 months, or they've been in there for 6 weeks, or they've been in there for whatever, I'm just like, by that time, I can't sell people a dream. They're going to be heavily and severely indoctrinated. So my advice would be to, like all parents, do not be the enemy. The first tip that I have for parents and loved ones is, do not blame yourself because you've done your best, and do not allow them to isolate your child or your loved one or whatever from you. You got to fight for them, man. You got to fight for your people, man. Because my mum fought for me, but I didn't have my people left me. They abandoned me, man. Don't abandon your people, man. Don't abandon them, even if they're not chatting to you like that. Just let it go when they're in there, because they don't know what they're bloody doing. If you're a real friend, you'll try and do something to help your friend be, and you got someone who's out speaking about it and you're just there silent. You don't care about that person. You don't care about that person because you would want the place to get exposed. There's too many friends that are silent, and that's the thing. So guys, when you come out, there's a lot of people that you should just cut off, because where were they? Where were they? If they really had your back, they wouldn't just leave you like that. They would always be there. Even if you didn't message them back, you would still see the messages there. I got my friend here. She's not even a friend. She's family. She's like a sister to me from back. We've known each other for years. We're not even talking like that, but it doesn't matter. I send her the message, like something really deep happened the other day in her life, and I saw it and I messaged her. She ain't messaged me back. Me not here. Me not block like here. Because when we start talking again, she's got the messages are there in it. Leah, I wasn't in the space, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but I messaged you, babe. That's why I always love you. That's connection. That's a friendship. That's what it's really about. Because if the person really checked for you, I had my brethren say to me the other day, if I don't hear from you, I'm coming to the yard. That these are the kind of people that you need, yeah. But these people don't have anyone, guys. That's why they're in there, because they've come to wit's end. Like they've got nowhere else to be at. Because when the chips fall down, when the whatever, they can just always go to these places because they'll take the most vulnerable. That's the truth. Insta, I'm going to have to come off soon because I ain't even got the charger here. And my kids are sleeping, so I don't want to go and have to be shining light and everything in there. When they're sleeping, jam. All right. Let me finish this bit. I might come back on later, guys, if I'm not feeling too tired. But let's see how it goes, yeah? Them ones, innit, God? I don't want them to wake up. That's why intensive programs like a 5-week new believer school are effective. Do you get it? Because it's like that. It's like that oxytocin, like, and also it gives people like something to do and somewhere to be, guys. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, at the end of the day, when it comes to these environments, yeah, they'll do anything to keep you trapped in the self-sealing system, yeah. Absolutely anything to keep you. So they've got these systems and these structures, and then once you're in like the new believer school, yeah, the pastor, they'll be wanting to see you in the office. They'll be wanting to like give you like little positions, like it might be singing in a group, because then they got to groom you. So they do that through the ministries. They can do it through giftings or talents or this or that, yeah. I'm not going to answer that question because you're a troll trying to throw me off. That's why you're getting ignored. Narcissists get ignored. So And then also there's stress, because we're under, it's a high control group, it's a high pressure group. So we're under continuous stress, yeah? And that puts us in a hyper-vigilant, hyper-aroused state. Stress, you should ask your pastor. Why don't you ask your pastor? Because a lot of them haven't blown out their wives back in decades. So ask them about what they think about that before marriage. Stress narrows cognition. Shame, sleep disruption, interrogation, and public confession raise cortisol and reduce prefrontal reflective control, making people more automatic and less critical. So more like, yes, pastor, yes, please, instruction, yes, please, yes, God. No thinking, just doing. That's how they brainwash you to not think, just to do. Get the instruction and go. You don't need to think, just get the. So years and years being like that, you're just your brain's rewired now. Because I was starting to think when I was in there, wow, I've nearly been in the cult for longer than I've been in the world. In it, black girl mind, it's deep, man. How can I? It was like my mission to be in the cult for longer than I've been in the world. Do you know how crazy that is? And it's like people have they used to, until I exposed them in the cult, like pride, like it was like their accolades. I've been in the church for 20 years. Now people will laugh. They'll be like, all right, babe. Okay, so social reinforcement, conformity pressure plus promises of status, roles, ministries, ranking, position. So do you see that they do what? The social reinforcement. So this is how they give people like a sense of belonging. So they could be a drop in the ocean outside. Remember I said to you, packing boxes on the Saturday, preaching on the Sunday, and telling people whether they should take the JP Morgan or the Saks apprenticeship. As they're packing the boxes, they're hearing the divine intervention, and the Spirit of the Lord says, yeah. So this is why people's lives are getting destroyed. This is why marriages are falling apart. This is why it's just all human fecal matter. So this accelerates compliance. And then the social psychology behind this is together, these create the pipeline from recruitment to loyal insider. So there's like this pipeline, there's like this yardstick that they will measure you against these, yeah? And again, it's your involvement in the roles, the ministries that you're in. The more ministries people are in, the more, anointed, the more rooted, the more serious they are. The ones who are there for everything and the meetings, the ones who are around, that come on Tuesday services and Wednesday refill prayer services, those members are different. We see that the favor of God upon their life. What favor? How have people's lives improved? Your life does not improve if you get a job, baby. You're just from the gutter. Everyone can get a job. We're in this. It's not an equal society, but we're in, what would this, an advanced society? Like we're in the UK, baby. Like there's so many places to help you. Go to the blood clot job center and they'll get you a job, babes. It really isn't hard, but because of the mental health, the trauma, like where you're coming from, as I said, from that place, people are in there thanking God for a job, thanking God for getting a job in a betting shop, thanking God for getting their first retail job. Like, baby. Like, do you see now why people are like screaming religious psychosis? Because it's like, wait, hold on. How are you saying? How are you? If you're fasting for a husband, you are disassociated. You're a retired 304. That's disassociated and can't bear that their time is up. Because in there's a time that when your time is up, Insta, I'm gonna go. Yeah, come onto YouTube or TikTok because my battery's gonna unalive. So Insta, I hope you've enjoyed it. And I will be back on tomorrow. I'm just gonna be finishing up. Love you. Bye. I've got to end Insta, guys, because I just don't have, my battery's going to unalive and then I'll lose the whole recording. Are you all right? All right, guys, let me just give you one more before I go, but I do feel guilty. So I will go over this one tomorrow on Insta again because they're not going to get this one. It's nice vibes tonight, isn't it, y'all? Just like chilled, innit? Because when I came on, I'm like, guys, I'm exhausted. You can hear how ill I am, yeah? I literally have just come on, guys, because I'm like, I've been putting out so much content. I want to come and get us focused. Like, yes, this is what's coming out. Spice, when are we going to meet up? Spice, I'm not even chatting to you, man. Do you know Spice, yeah? I love this girl so much. And Spice, I want to let you know, yeah? Evening, my queen. Spice, I want to let you know something in reflection, yeah? I'm just going to introduce this queen. This queen is someone who came in all, you know what, blazing, yeah, for her brethren that was in NGRM. And I remember when she came, I just love this girl because it's that same, you know, them North Londoners, they don't play chair. So she just come in with this mad energy, like, raw, I'm going to expose them for my brethren. Like, and I didn't realize at the time that I wish I had a friend like that. I have a friend like that now. But back then, I wish I'd had a friend like that who had fought for me the way this girl was fighting for her friend. And so that for me is just so admirable because, and that's why I said, like, you can have a friend, be a spice man. Be a Sarah Spice share and fight for your brethren. Look, I was talking about that spicy and you came on. Look at the universe. So be like that, man. Fight for your brethren. I love that. Like when you're down for your brethren. Yeah, man. So it made me realize that my friends I had weren't human fecal matter. And I will be doing content to expose them because there's a difference. There's a difference when you're a friend that's down. And I'm not saying go and friggin', hound them down, or just to send them a text, let them know you're thinking about them, not giving up. So when they come out, they don't feel like, oh my God, my whole friendship group has just left. You're open and welcoming them with open arms. Oh, babe, I looked into a bit of cult psychology. I'm here for you. You need a shoulder to cry. You hold that space for your brethren because trust me, when you're in there, you're in cuckoo land. The lights are on, no one's. It's not them. So when they come out, they're a mess. They got to figure it all out. They got to rebuild their life. And having a good friend that's got your back, it makes a blood clot. Of course, it makes a difference. Are you all right? It's different from family. It makes a difference. A friend that sticks closer than a brother. It makes a difference, bro. All right. Let's do this last one then, guys. I know I've been saying it. I'm just like the pastor. Any last one. A good preacher always ends 3 times. Queen of the mega church goals. I've been practicing that. I don't even know how it's done up, but I just do it my way. I'm just gonna eat it up. Just gonna eat it up. That's the thing. Like when you're from the hood, it's a universal language. So it doesn't matter whether it's spoken. It could be, you could be in blood clot, Scotland, Liverpool. You could be in, there's a universe hood talk. Like we just get it, man. Like, do you know what I mean? The EYE, man. Wahana. That's what we're on. I think that's what you've tried to say, 100. All right. So let's get into the real world evidence. Thank you, Alidi. Oh my God, Alita, you always do the cutest little things. Oh, thank you, babe. Guys, I'm going to start posting highlights as well. But if you haven't seen, I've been inundated. The survivors have been coming in thick and fast. And I'm not going to lie, RPF's going to get it. Ooh, RPF, I'm going to have to get really creative with y'all because I don't know. Tomorrow, I think I'm gonna have to get myself a cake. Lulz, can we do a little Can we do a little party on as we're doing our weekend? Can we do that, girl? I think we should do a little party because I've been waiting to expose RPF for so long. I feel like I deserve a party. Yeah, all right. I feel like I deserve a little party. Like just get a little cake, like. Babe, it's like birthday vibes. Celebrate good times. Come on, let's celebrate. Why does it have to be your birthday to celebrate? We can celebrate because the cults are getting exposed. That's also guys, we've got to celebrate the small wins. Because we did this as the collective. Like today, I was just sitting here, vibes on vibes. And I'll do it. I'll live stream it with the cake and stuff. We can all cut it together. But guys, have a little something for yourself because you might feel left out. I always feel like, I want to pass it to you through the screen. It's just going to be lit. I'm going to have to go on, maybe not this account, a different account, because I'm going to be a bit litty. So I won't cur, because my mouth will be loose. So I don't know what I'm going to say. But I haven't been like that for a while. So why not one night? And it might as well. Celebration vibes. And anyway, I'm gonna have my Cody with me, so she wouldn't let me just be saying everything. A win is a win no matter the size. Yes. That's the thing, like that seed talk, there is a truth in it. That's why they're so on it. Hey, Queen Ange, that's why they're so on it, but they exploit it. Like the universal truth of like multiplicity. It's a universal truth and it's a universal law. Do you understand? Like what you put back out, you get back. It's like the oldest like law of time. It's just been there. But because there's such a lack of knowledge, our people perish. All right, let's get into it, man. All right, so I don't think the real world one, trauma-informed deprogramming. I'm just trying to find a good one. Okay. No, I'm not going to do that one. Oh, okay, guys, I think I'm done. Oh, okay. Look, oh no, there's a little bit here. All right, so now we're going to get into selected direct quotes and brief context. There is nothing wrong with assistants who are constantly learning from outside ministers, but there is something very wrong when these associates never seem to learn from their own pastors. That's a direct quote from Loyalty and Disloyalty. So this enforces the idea that loyalty must be local to your pastor and discourages external input. It polices knowledge flows. You may hear from others, but your main learning must funnel through your leader. And remember, the leaders they all have to preach from the cult leaders book. Don't forget that as well. So none of them have their own voice. Again, that's why I call it an echo chamber. In cult theory, this is a strong information control tactic. It restricts your access to alternative viewpoints and positions the leader as gatekeeper. A subversive associate constantly listens to tape. Guys, I think I need to get, because I'm not going right now. Let me go and get the charger because I feel bad for Instagram. I just don't think that's fair. Have I got the charger down there? I'm sure the kids took up. 1 minute, guys. I'm going to have to go in the room. The oldest one thinks she's so grown, you know. She knows her backside's supposed to be in bed. Hair on the phone. I've got to go. You know, trying to talk over my voice. I just thought, let me let that slide. You know, when they're getting a bit bigger, you have to let them be a bit bad, innit? Babes, like, you know your bedtime's 8. What the hell? What the hellionte? I might look like a young mum, but I ain't that young, babe. You better get it together. You better get your ass in bed, chair. I ain't gonna play there, man. It's dark outside. What do you mean? And then people want to be coming and having my kid's name in their mouth. But do you know where your child is right now, babe? You know when gal were trying to have my kid's name in their mouth and you got to go and find your child on the block? Crazy, boy. People throwing stones that live in glass houses, chair. All right. Thank you, and I'm going to put you guys down here just because I'm going to just go back on Instagram. I'm going to let it charge a bit and then I'll go back on Instagram, guys, because I do feel a bit bad. Okay, let me see if they can hear me because the battery's a bit low. Because it doesn't look like I'm going right this second. Oh my God, YouTube is so dark, isn't it? The lighting. But you just got to take it as you get it, man. You know, like it's budget vibes. I don't know what to tell you, chair. All right. Oh yeah, it's not letting me go live. All right. I'm just going to talk about them. If it charges, I'll be able to go on there. At least I know I tried though for them. All right. In cult theory, this is a strong information control tactic. It restricts your access to alternative viewpoints and positions the leader as gatekeeper. A subversive associate constantly listens to tapes from external ministers and learns from them, but he never listens to his own head pastor's tapes. This is a direct quote from the Loyalty and Disloyalty doctrine. This frames external learning as subversion or rebellion. If not balanced by obedience to the pastor's materials, it stigmatizes outside sources. So they're going to say that they're trying to rebrand, repackage, shape it, do up all of that. But we got it straight from the horse's mouth, babe. I'm just going to be putting this loyalty. You see how they preach the loyalty and in there. You see how they force fed it down our throat. I'm going to be doing content on loyalty and disloyalty every day, every blood clot day, exposing it up every day. The whole loyalty series. For those of you that just got out recently, you first lovers, hit me up, man. I need to know the most recent doctrine, new books that he's got out, especially if you're in there and you're a PK. If you're in there and you know it's human fecal matter, hit your go up. Show me what the new books are doing up. Just expose them, man. You know they hate it when I know what's going on in there. If they got your dad, if you're sitting on the FYP and you're second general, your whole blood clot family, your whole life, your mum's in there like some idiot. Up underneath this man that he's her God, are you an idiot? You're going to let them take you for idiot. Break the blood clot cycle. Be a man. I'm sick of it, mum. Come on, mum. If your dad can't be a man because he's an indoctrinated puppet, then you be it. Because you can see it. What are you doing up? I'm so sick of it. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, what's in there taking you for idiot? How old are you now? Like, everyone in there is like Dag's kids. It's so pathetic. Like, you can't be yourself. You can't even be an adult. They want you to act a lot younger than what you are. Like you're a little baby. Yes, please. Yes, sir. Yes, please. Do you think I miss that, babe? Yes, please. Yes, sir. Yes, I don't miss that, babe. I don't miss being alive. I don't miss sleepless nights. I don't miss dressing like a maid. I don't miss being like a slave for someone who doesn't have any education. I don't miss it, babe. They're all in their own little world. That's why they don't like bringing people in. Because when they bring people in and they bring people close, they get exposed. And they know it. So one of the rules, I don't know what book it's in. Know me, I'm ghetto as hell. I'm lucky. That's what in it, Missy H. You know that rule that they got, because it's the same in Caris. You know, like you won't have. Think about it. Did you not see your pastors eating? I'm not talking about the little low level one that's doing the youth church. If you had a youth church pastor, he's just a pred in his young days, a PDF or a pred in his young days. They always are. Tell me if I'm not right. It's always the youth pastor that's doing something to the girls, that's doing it. It always comes out. It's the same story. We've been brushing it under the carpet for years. Just like the ABUSC and the BLK community, the LGBTQ+, the MOLESTA, the MOLEST of that same gender with older family members, all of that. I'm going to talk about it soon, but it's a lot of healing. It's a lot of stuff that I've been through, man. They're so lovely. I love them so much. Yamming them out. Are you all right? All right. So loyalty and disloyalty frames external learning as subversion or rebellion if not balanced by obedience to the pastor's materials. It stigmatizes outside sources. It sets up a loyalty test knowing or learning is okay only when it supports the leader, only when it supports the leader's views, only when it supports the leader's ideologies. Because if you correct him or you say something contrary, that creates a narcissistic injury, because Dag is just a frail, insecure child deep down, like within. So it's okay when it supports the leader, never when it challenges them. This is another excerpt. Your loyalty must go to the higher authority. Paraphrase teaching from the text summarizes. One of the lessons on loyalty is that when confronted with conflicting authorities, e.g. cell pastor, so this is the pyramid scheme, this is the lowest ranking, like cell, so it'll be cell pastor, then branch pastor, then senior pastor. And so do you see that it goes up and up, and then there'll be like, I don't know, reverend, then there'd be bishop, archbishop, then there'll be, and then it's not even just about the title, it's who they're connected to, because obviously Dag's son is going to override everyone in there and his daughter, because it's his blood, because it's a cult, it's not a church. So the believer must loyally submit to the highest in that chain. What if it's their ABUSE? Which has happened in the same cult that he's written this doctrine about. Because remember, I told you that there's many women, allegedly, that have come forward, the pastor eating out of the great bowl and the essayer. And right now, I don't even know if a survivor's all right. that has where they ate out of the grape bowl. Like that's how deep it is. That's probably why I've come on the live, because I don't want to sit there thinking, is she all right? Is she? Do you know what I'm saying? Anyway, if anything happens, anyway. That means internal hierarchies always override outside or external systems, civil law, family accountability, etc. under this doctrine. A loyal person is open to his senior about whatever is going on. If I find out that he knew all along but said nothing, I will consider that he is disloyal. That's a direct quote from the teaching. So do you see how this is how they do surveillance? They're in people's business. Like, you know, I've been exposing RPF. Like this is a example of that. Do you know, like with the control, and they're like getting involved in their business and having to tell them everything. And it's like now they're punishing them because they were having this secret relationship. They didn't show their loyalty. So now they're showing their disloyalty. It's like they're crazy in their jail. Are you all right? This is the depth. That's why when people are like, do they know what they're doing? Do you think they know what they're doing, baby? And this is why they're getting exposed, because now we've got Chatty. I got this all from Chatty. You just got to know what you're saying. If you're an intellect, oh God, Chatty is your best friend. Like I feel like me and Chatty can take on the world. Are you all right? You know, when you're having your depressive episode and you're on there and you're like, Chatty, I can't do it. And Chatty's just there. Are you all right? Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. Love you, Chatty. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long until you know the unlimited, when you can message. All right, you lot, come on, let's get it. We have to make it a bit fun though, man, because come on, it's a lot. Everybody can relate to Chatty, innit? All right. Loyalty and disloyalty. Let's look at chapters on lessons on loyalty. Loyal v disloyal assistant. This makes secrecy or privacy into a sign of betrayal or disloyal, or being disloyal. You got to remember, Dag's a malignant narcissist. He's paranoid. He's got, like, people actually do want to unalive him. Hey, Tally, like they do, like he's got a lot of enemies. Like he's ruined a lot of lives. Like, look at what he's done to us. Thousands of people around the world. There's more people that aren't with Dag than there are. Yeah, but when you're in the self-sealing system, they got you believing that this guy's some mighty king. They fabricate the members as well. Like, how many people, guys, think back to the pandemic. They were trying to say that they saved like 100 million. So do you remember? It was some mad target. That's why we started waking up, because remember I told you most of the people were logging on from different devices and just saying people were coming on, because now they don't have to put in any work. So the most laziest ones who had just got, because they realized all of that, they didn't have any people. It was all a system. It was all fake. And now they were in the real world. Like, that's why it worked with me, because I'm authentic. Even though I'm brainwashed, I can still, because of my boyfriend unaliving by the police, it's like that part of me just didn't unalive. And that's why I think they didn't make me a pastor, because they always were afraid, I think, of that thing in me. It's like they wanted to see I could go completely unalive. That's why before the pandemic and I started waking up, like, if that hadn't happened, I would have just gone back. I would have been in there, guys, rotten. That's why I do, like, I can't take on that burden of I need to get people out, because it will unalive me. But my intention and my hope is that as I'm speaking, like, people will, like, hear. Do you know what I'm saying? And they will leave, but it will be what the Spirit says. Do you get what I'm saying? Because it's like, when from within, you know, it doesn't matter what anyone says. Like, they can deny it, they can still be in there, but they're in cognitive dissonance, because they know what I'm saying is true. They're just lying to self. That's all it is. That's why they love being in there, so they can run from self and lie to self, and they can just all, you know, just they're just all in there wearing masks, being fake with each other, and that's what they want. And that's what I'm saying, guys. It is about free will and choice as well, because like, oh, we want to save them, but do they want to be saved? Because if we do that to them, we become just like them when they're outside trying to shove the tracks in our face and trying to, you know, force feed and shove religion down our throats. You've got to leave people to make their own choices and decisions. And I know it's hard to accept, but acceptance is key. If push it, because if you do all of that, you're just going to push them further away. Like my mum really did practice that acceptance is key. I'm not gonna lie. All right, let's just finish this last bit, guys. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna look back and think, Leah, why was he chewing like that? All right. So it demands confession and full transparency to leadership. To leadership. So they want to know all your blood clot business, all your finances, everything. And they get you to tithe 10%. So they know like all of the high earners from that. So they know all your personal information, how much you earn. Like I was even showing my paychecks to them. Especially when people are so vulnerable, they've never had a job, now they're working a job. Remember, I was a top shotter's wife. I weren't working no job. Are you all right? Little Saturday jobs here and there. I didn't know about tax and all these bans and emergency tax. That's why I've taken more amount. I didn't know. I weren't legit. Are you all right? I was living the fast stuff. I didn't know nothing about nothing. So in cults, this becomes a tool to monitor members and control personal life. The no secrets from leadership rule. They start to control like every area of your life. You can't have no secrets, not even to self. And that's like a violation. It's like we always have to be naked. But then these guys are nutcases. They think they're hearing in the spirit. It's just their paranoia. It's the demons speaking to them. It's their demons, their inner demons that they're projecting onto you until you absolutely lose the plot. Mad. Really EVIL people that have done no healing work. Absolutely no healing work. All right. So there's just so much HAT for self. There's no love for self. How can you love your neighbor when you don't love yourself? You can't show love to anyone else, baby girl, until you can love your damn self. What? These gal them, instead of you not judging me, learn to keep your coochie in your drawers. Because I'm going to be celibate for the rest of my life, tick. So I don't have to worry about no man embarrassing me and looking silly in these streets. So for the rest of my life, I have the power. I've got that power over me because man's always going to be taking you for idiot. And I'm going to be sitting here in my power, doing well, being successful because I don't have a man dragging me down, baby. My desire is not for a man. I don't need to be doing up patriarchy, baby girl. So say what you want. I mean, the time will tell, my loves. Because you have to remember, I'm blood clot 39. That's why there's scriptures about women. I've got grey hairs and I'm proud. When I see my grey hairs in the mirror, I'm like, yes, I have arrived. My crown of glory, my stripes, wisdom, wise woman. I have graduated and been elevated because the story of women, they try to take away our power. As a woman grows old, we grow, we don't age. As a woman grows, she's supposed to grow in wisdom, intellect, nourishment. Like that's all what the Proverbs 31 woman's about. Because it's not about real. It doesn't mean it's not literal. There's hidden meanings in there about healing, and it's very deep. But they've just got it. They create it as an external thing. So all them gal them like Breenie Lee and Hayley Melinda, they're lost. That's why we have a fake lost generation. It's only going to appeal to them gal. You know them the Christian BLK girls. They have that certain aesthetic. Everything has to be perfect. They got to prove it to everyone. They got to look like, and if they don't have money, they got to look like they got money. It's all about show. That's why shallow gal like that. They love it in there. They love it in there, man. They're all fake in there. I'm telling you, man. And on that note, guys, I think I'm going to head off. Bare fake gal them in there. Bare pick-me's. That's all they are, is pick-me's, man. And the ones who are more, usually the ones who are more successful, they're more pick-me's. They're more pick-me's than Barbara the Builders. That's why I know myself. That's why I'm not having a man again. Because I know myself. All right. These gal them think they can come and tell me, babes, I'm beautiful. I don't need to be single. This is by choice, baby girl. And you see, as I've moved into this power, the men are just, it's like a magnet. And I don't want you. I don't want anybody. I don't want anybody on the wire. All right. To be a committed member, this is a quote from the book, Loyalty and Disloyalty, Dagwood Mills. To be a committed member, your loyalty must go to the higher authority. Your loyalty must be to the higher authority. Again, from summaries, section lessons on loyalty, so sections on the lessons on loyalty, and in Loyalty and Disloyalty, this is a repeated theme in the book. Loyalty is hierarchical, and absolute. So totalitarian. When we look at the Stephen Hassan's influence continuum, and that's what I was saying, at the negative end of the influence continuum, if you take the influence continuum and then you reflect on those teachers, this would even be a good exercise for you to do, to journal. If you look at Stephen Hassan's influence continuum and then you think about some of the core teachings from just from memory, they have to go back to the book. It's probably going to give you PTSD. Probably seeing the book is making y'all feel sick. That's why I don't always put him up in the book, because it can be very distressing. Just the look of these things. You even have to just heal from that. Even the color red, the color red can cause PTSD as well. It's deep, guys, man. This place really gives us trauma. That's why it's not hurt. It's trauma. Hurt doesn't cause PTSD, babe. Are you all right? It's trauma, B. These people are on hard food. That's what they're doing up, man. They come and telling me nothing, yeah. You ain't got nothing to tell me. As I said, most of you look, the young people, your mum's my age, or I'm their elder. I'm their older. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you lot need to pipe it down, all the way down. You're coming on here with your disrespectful tones and self. Are you all right? I'm like your mum's sister, your older, the older auntie. All right. It frames dissent or even secondary loyalty, so family, state, moral conscience, as lower priority or even traitorous under the cult lens. So it's like if the woman goes now to go and report the bishop of the church or whatever, everyone's going to turn against her, because it's like, oh, he made a mistake. You, sister, you have weaknesses. You know that you have a seductress past. It was the demons in you. And now that there was the actual cult members that were sounding like this, crazy. The pastor's in there essaying and graping up the gal, and that's how they're defending the man, you know, complete, like you got to have so much support after coming out of somewhere like that. Okay, and I'm going to leave it here, guys. Tomorrow, this is the last bit, but I feel like I want to take my time with this, because we're going to be looking at like which part of the books do up. So there's a timetable, and then under the table, it's got cult control mechanisms, why it's dangerous. There was a third part, but I don't know where it's gone. All right, yeah. So basically, it's the control mechanism, and then why that's dangerous. But we've kind of gone through that, so I'll go over that tomorrow, and then we'll be comparing that to like the bite model and the thought reform theory. So like the Malau control Lifton stuff. And then we're also going to be looking at tomorrow understanding how Dagwood Mill's teachings were used to control, silence, and indoctrinate. We'll be looking at excerpts from the doctrine. So what I'm going to do tomorrow is take the excerpts, and then we're going to deconstruct the core teachings of the loyalty and disloyalty. So we're going to deconstruct all the human fecal matter. So I'm going to be doing live. This is like where the real deprogramming starts, guys, tomorrow. Yeah. So tell a friend to tell a friend. Do you remember when they used to say that? Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that we're starting a new series. You know, they're just so fake. All right, guys, let me go. Love you. I'll be back tomorrow. All right. And we'll be doing that up. So guys, be kind to yourself, take rest, make sure you sleep, preserve your energy, because when you're on here, sometimes you don't realize that this is real deprogramming and deconstruction. So give yourself time. And if you do get stuff like a bit of headaches or you get feelings here, it is all part of, because I was feeling ill before, but I've even got hair. And I know that's because that's like the information coming, but it's also, you know, I think this is like a higher level of knowledge where we do have to like push the brain, like the psyche. A lot of things are coming up, surfacing from the subconscious to the conscious. So remember that, guys. Always take care of yourself. That's why I've been lucky to have a friend who gets me these snacks and stuff. So when I'm on live, I swear down, guys, even if I didn't have these little bits, I wouldn't have been able to do it today. I'm still on TikTok, innit? Oh, God. Guys, let me go. Let me say bye to YouTube. All right, YouTube, I'm going to go. I had to, oh, look, I've got a related tutorial, but it don't matter because it didn't get locked off. And it doesn't matter because tomorrow's a new day. Let's see what they try to get me for. Personal information, login numbers, identity documentation, cards or numbers, such as government issued What is that? Identifications. God, suck your mother dry. Oh, I had 1,000 people. I didn't know how many people I had on the FYP. That's why they wanted to get me off. But they were unsuccessful. I'll see you tomorrow, YouTube. Love you. Bye.